Imagine this. You're in a meeting. Your colleague says something you disagree with. Everyone's waiting for your response. In your language, you know exactly how to sound professional, intelligent, respectful. But in English, your mind scrambles and all you can say is, I think, maybe, I don't know. Sound familiar? Here's what's happening. You have the ideas, you have the knowledge, but you don't have the phrases that make you sound smart in English. So you end up sounding unsure, even when you're 100% certain. You end up sounding basic, even when your thoughts are brilliant. And the worst part? People judge your intelligence by how you speak, not by what you know. But here's the good news. Sounding smart in English isn't about vocabulary. It's about using the right phrases at the right time. I'm Emma from Speak English Daily, and today I'm giving you 30 phrases that native speakers use every day to sound professional, thoughtful, and confident in any conversation. By the end of this lesson, you'll express your opinions with confidence. No more I think, I think, I think. Important note, this is part of our 30-day shadowing challenge series 2. But here's what makes it perfect for you. Every lesson is different and works on its own. First time here? Awesome. Jump right in. This can be your day 1. Already following along? Welcome back. Either way, this lesson is designed for exactly where you are right now. So whether you just found us or you've been learning with us, you're exactly where you need to be. Ready to sound smarter in English? Let go. Shadowing section. "30 phrases that native speakers use to sound intelligent and professional." Repeat each one 3 times after me. Group 1. Expressing opinions elegantly. I believe that more formal than I think shows strong conviction. I believe that practice is more important than talent. I believe that practice is more important than talent. I believe that practice is more important than talent. In my opinion, classic way to share your viewpoint politely. In my opinion, this is the best solution. In my opinion, this is the best solution. In my opinion, this is the best solution. It seems to me that softens your opinion, sounds thoughtful. It seems to me that we need more time. It seems to me that we need more time. It seems to me that we need more time. From my perspective, shows you're speaking from personal experience. From my perspective, both options are good. From my perspective, both options are good. From my perspective, both options are good. If you ask me, casual but confident way to give opinions. If you ask me, we should start now. If you ask me, we should start now. If you ask me, we should start now. The way I see it. Natural conversational opinion starter. The way I see it, we have 2 good choices. The way I see it, we have 2 good choices. The way I see it, we have two good choices. I tend to think that shows your usual pattern of thinking. I tend to think that simple solutions work best. I tend to think that simple solutions work best. I tend to think that simple solutions work best. Excellent! You've learned 7 ways to express opinions elegantly. Now let's learn how to add information smoothly. Group 2, adding information smoothly. What's more? Adds extra important information. It's affordable. What's more? It's high quality. It's affordable. What's more? It's high quality. It's affordable. What's more? It's high quality. In addition to that, professional way to add another point. In addition to that, we save time and money. In addition to that, we save time and money. In addition to that, we save time and money. On top of that, casual version of in addition, very common. It's difficult. On top of that, it's expensive. It's difficult. On top of that, it's expensive. It's difficult. On top of that, it's expensive. Not to mention, add something obvious or important you almost forgot. It's convenient, not to mention much cheaper. It's convenient, not to mention much cheaper. It's convenient, not to mention much cheaper. Moreover, formal connector for additional information. It's effective. Moreover, it's easy to use. It's effective. Moreover, it's easy to use. It's effective. Moreover, it's easy to use. Besides that, casual way to add more reasons. I'm tired. Besides that, I have work tomorrow. I'm tired. Besides that, I have work tomorrow. I'm tired. Besides that, I have work tomorrow. Also, simple and natural way to add information. It's fun. Also, you'll learn a lot. It's fun. Also, you'll learn a lot. It's fun. Also, you'll learn a lot. Plus, super casual and common means also. It's cheap. Plus, it's really good quality. It's cheap. Plus, it's really good quality. It's cheap. Plus, it's really good quality. Amazing. Now you can add information like a professional. Next, let's learn how to sound thoughtful and intelligent. Group 3. Sounding thoughtful and intelligent. That's an interesting question. Eyes you time while sounding engaged. That's an interesting question. Let me think. That's an interesting question. Let me think. That's an interesting question. Let me think. Let me think about that for a moment. Polite way to pause and consider. Let me think about that for a moment. Let me think about that for a moment. Let me think about that for a moment. Now that you mention it, shows their comment made you realize something. Now that you mention it, that's a good point. Now that you mention it, that's a good point. Now that you mention it, that's a good point. To be honest, introduces sincere, sometimes difficult truth. To be honest, I'm not sure that'll work. To be honest, I'm not sure that will work. To be honest, I'm not sure that'll work. Looking at it from another angle shows you can consider different perspectives. Looking at it from another angle, they might be right. Looking at it from another angle, they might be right. Looking at it from another angle, they might be right. All things considered shows you're weighing all factors. All things considered, it's a good deal. All things considered, it's a good deal. All things considered, it's a good deal. The more I think about it, shows evolving thought process. The more I think about it, the more I agree with you. The more I think about it, the more I agree with you. The more I think about it, the more I agree with you. Perfect. You now sound thoughtful and intelligent. Finally, let's learn how to respond to others professionally. Group 4. Responding to others professionally. I couldn't agree more. Strong agreement. I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. That's exactly right. I couldn't agree more. That's exactly right. I couldn't agree more. That's exactly right. That's a valid point. Acknowledges their good argument professionally. That's a valid point. I hadn't considered that. That's a valid point. I hadn't considered that. That's a valid point. I hadn't considered that. I see where you're coming from. Shows you understand their perspective. I see where you're coming from, but I think differently. I see where you're coming from, but I think differently. I see where you're coming from, but I think differently. That's worth considering. Acknowledges their idea has merit. That's worth considering. Let's discuss it more. That's worth considering. Let's discuss it more. That's worth considering. Let's discuss it more. You make a good point. Direct acknowledgement of strong argument. You make a good point. I agree with that. You make a good point. I agree with that. You make a good point. I agree with that. I appreciate your perspective. Professional and respectful response. I appreciate your perspective, though I see it differently. I appreciate your perspective, though I see it differently. I appreciate your perspective, though I see it differently. I'm not entirely convinced. Polite disagreement without being rude. I'm not entirely convinced that's the best approach. I'm not entirely convinced that's the best approach. I'm not entirely convinced that's the best approach. Let me offer a different perspective. Professional way to present alternative view. Let me offer a different perspective on this issue. Let me offer a different perspective on this issue. Let me offer a different perspective on this issue. Incredible. You just practiced 30 phrases that will transform how you sound in English. Now let's hear them in a real conversation. Quick reminder, when you're in a discussion and need time, need to think? That's an interesting question. Let me think about that. Want to be polite? I see where you're coming from. That's a valid point. Need to disagree gently? I'm not entirely convinced. Let me offer a different perspective. These phrases buy you time and make you sound professional. Now let's listen. Real-life conversation. Listen to Sarah and David discussing whether their company should allow remote work. Sarah supports it, David has concerns. Notice how they use simple but professional phrases to sound intelligent, even when disagreeing. So, David, what do you think about the remote work proposal?
That's an interesting question. Let me think about that for a moment. Well, in my opinion, remote work has some challenges.
Really? I see where you're coming from, but can you explain more?
Sure, from my perspective, collaboration is harder when people work remotely. What's more, communication becomes more difficult. On top of that, some people struggle with discipline at home.
Those are valid points. However, I'm not entirely convinced that's the full picture. The way I see it, remote work actually has many benefits.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, I believe that people are more productive at home. Not to mention, they save hours on commuting. Plus, they have much better work-life balance. Also, it helps us find talent from anywhere.
You make a good point about finding talent. I appreciate your perspective. But to be honest, I think company culture gets weaker when everyone works from home.
That's worth considering. But now that you mention it, I've read that remote teams can actually have stronger culture when it's done right.
I hadn't thought about it that way. But looking at it from another angle, what about new employees? In addition to that, they need real interaction to learn.
I see your point. But the more I think about it, the more I believe a hybrid model could work. Some days remote, some days in office.
Now that's interesting. If you ask me, hybrid work might actually be perfect. It seems to me that it balances everything.
Exactly. I tend to think that flexibility is the future. All things considered, hybrid gives us the best of both worlds.
I couldn't agree more. But in my opinion, we should test it for 3 months first. Also, we need to ask the team what they think.
Absolutely. Moreover, we need better technology. Besides that, we should create clear rules about expectations.
True. Plus, we need to train managers on leading remote teams.
All things considered, this is a big change. But honestly, I think hybrid work is the future.
You know what? I'm starting to agree. I have to say, I was skeptical at first, but your points are convincing.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate your perspective too. You raised important concerns I hadn't thought about.
That's what good discussions do, right? We both end up with better ideas.
Exactly. Let me offer a different perspective now. Maybe we start with a small pilot team first.
That's a valid point. That way, we can test it safely. Now that you mention it, that's the smartest approach.
See? When we listen to each other, we find better solutions.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Did you hear how professional and intelligent they sounded? Here's why. Lesson 1. They used simple but sophisticated phrases. Sarah and David didn't use complicated words. They used phrases like, from my perspective, the way I see it. It seems to me. These are easy to say, but make you sound smart. Lesson 2. They added information naturally. Instead of just saying and, they used what's more, on top of that, plus, also. These small words make a big difference in how professional you sound. Lesson 3. They disagreed politely. I'm not entirely convinced. Let me offer a different perspective. These phrases let you disagree without being rude. This is crucial for professional English. Lesson 4. They bought time to think. That's an interesting question. Let me think about that. These phrases gave them time to organize their thoughts while keeping the conversation natural. Lesson 5. They acknowledged each other. That's a valid point. You make a good point. I appreciate your perspective. These phrases show respect and make discussions feel collaborative. The result? A professional conversation where both people felt heard and respected. And the best part? Every phrase they used is easy for beginners to learn and use. Here's your challenge. Step 1. Choose 3 phrases from today. Just 3. Write them down. Step 2. This week, use them in conversations with colleagues, friends, or when talking to yourself in English. Step 3. Notice how different you sound. More professional, more confident, more intelligent. Because here's the truth. You don't need fancy vocabulary. You need the right phrases. And now you have them. Remember, your ideas deserve to be heard. These 30 phrases will help people hear your brilliance. Today you learned how native speakers express opinions, add information, and respond professionally, all with simple, practical phrases. We share a new independent lesson every single day. Each one tackles a different skill, and you can start anywhere. If this lesson helped you, subscribe so tomorrow's lesson finds you. Here's what makes this special. We're building a worldwide family of English learners. Beginners, A1, A2 from every country, all growing together, all lifting each other up. You're not just learning phrases here. You're joining thousands who are becoming more confident every day. And wherever your English is today, there's a place for you in this community. This is Emma from Speak English Daily. Stop sounding basic. Start sounding brilliant. See you tomorrow. Keep speaking English daily. Bye, everyone.